Oh yeah, baby, we're doing this. Welcome to Man Cave Media. Can I take my setup off grid with the cheapest option from EcoFlow? Let's find out. All right, so for this particular video, this is more of a proof of concept that I'm trying to do, like a DIY solar project. And first thing I'm going to do is try to take my setup back here in my office off grid. And for this particular project, I went with the EcoFlow Delta. This is a 1260 watt hour electric generator. And I went with EcoFlow's refurbished store on eBay. Not only for the generator, but I also bought a solar panel. And so this is probably one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest way to try to go about this, just as a proof of concept. And long-term, my plans for this guy is to use it for camping. But I just want to see, can this thing handle my setup? Is the solar panel good enough to recover what was used while I'm not using it? I'm really only back here about 2 to 3 days a week. Mostly Sundays and Wednesdays, sometimes Saturdays. And so with the sun that we get here in Southern California, I think it might be enough time, or it might be enough sun, enough solar energy to recover what I use. But we're going to find out. So anyways, no unboxing. This thing's been out forever. If you're looking for a review of the original Delta from EcoFlow, let Google be your guide, man. There's tons of them out there. This thing has been out for a long time. I'm merely going to see if this thing can run my gaming rig, my MacPro, my camera setups, my lights, to do a video, not just to record, but to edit. And then, the occasional gaming sessions that I have back here, can it handle that? And then when I'm not using it and everything is off and put to sleep, will the solar panel recover what I used? That's simply what this is for. And if it does work, I do want to do something more permanent and more long-term, especially for back here in my office, just to try to save money and take my setup off-grid. But anyway, that being said, let's go ahead and get everything back here shut down. And let's transfer everything to the battery. And first of all, I'm going to make sure it's got a full charge. I think I fully charged it, but I'm going to transfer everything to the battery. Power stuff back on one by one, and just to see if it can handle the load, period. And once I see that it can handle the load, we will try using the devices and see how much power they draw. Like, I have a good idea, my gaming rig, how much power it will draw with the video card being used. But, still, you don't know for sure how this is going to react to something like that. And then with the MacPro 2013, again, I know the GDP of that thing, so I have a pretty good idea what it's going to draw, but I want to see how it affects the battery. And then we're going to go ahead and do a gaming session. We're going to do a edit session. And then I'm going to let it sit for a few days. It's Sunday today, so I'll let it sit until Wednesday when I come back out. And then we will see if the solar panel is able to recover what was used, if this thing can sustain, because I don't turn off these machines when I'm not using them. I put them to sleep. They go into sleep mode, which uses very little power, but it still uses some. And so I want to see if it can sustain them in sleep mode and if the solar power can recover what is used. So let's get to work. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Really quick specs for those of you who are not familiar with the EcoFlow Delta. It does have an 1800 watt total with a surge of 3300 watts. And it is a 1260 watt hour generator. So just if you're not familiar with the product, EcoFlow makes a lot of cool stuff. They have a newer version of this that allows you to attach a second battery, which is kind of what I'll use if this project works. But anyways, like I said, this is not a review of these products. They've been out forever. I will put a link in the description down to what I used for the eBay refurbished store. And this is just simply to see if this setup will work. So let's find out. We'll go on this journey together. All right, so first things first, we got to get this stuff shut down. Starting with the gaming rig. Oh, of course I got an update. No, we're not going to do that right now. Shut down. Ah, come on. Oh, there it goes. All right, Java approves. Gaming rig off. The black light in the case stays on all the time, so just a FYI. All right, let's move over here. KVM time. And let's shut down the MacPro. Shut her down. Nighty nights. Any moment now. There we go. All right, we're gonna lose some lights here. And these lights gotta go. It's getting dark. Right. Gotta shut down the laptop over here because it's gonna freak out. Alright, that's shutting down. Make sure my cameras are off. I don't want any unnecessary power draw when I first set this guy up. The printer is not on this surge protector, so that should be fine. All right, let me get everything unplugged from the wall. We'll get this guy down there in place, and yeah, let's do this. All right, I apologize for the low light situation. You guys saw me just kill everything, but just for emergency backup sake, I am going to leave this plug like this at the ready just in case it cannot handle it. And I'll plug it into the wall and it'll effectively turn it into a really expensive, really fancy battery backup UPS. But anyhow, soldier on. All right, so please pardon the dust. I have not cleaned under my desk for a while. But there's my surge protector there. It is dusty, I know. Save your comments. There's the plug. I'm gonna move the battery into place right now. It's gonna go right there. Excuse the heavy breathing, I'm old. All right. So this does have an AC on-off switch. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on. This does go to sleep. DC on-off. Oh, sorry. There's the on-off button right there. So we are on. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the back one. This guy. All right. All right, so now it's saying, here, let me straighten everything out. All right, so we're not off to a promising start now that everything is on and plugged in. It's saying 15 hours. 14 hours. I don't know what's drawing power right now. Did the Mac Pro turn on? Is that what's going on here? Hold on. I know Apple products do that. Let's get up here. No, it's not on. So this is just that power draw you're seeing down there. Oh, it's leveling off now. 40 hours. Yeah, it's leveling off now. So that power draw you saw was just the monitors and the KVM coming back to life. I got a little bit of RGB going on there. Nothing really spectacular. So let's go one system at a time here. Oh, first let's see, what is my standing desk draw? So, just to let you know, like all this stuff, the cameras, these lights, my standing desk, the MacBook Pro, my studio monitor, all that stuff is on that surge protector, which is connected to everything else. So that could also be why there's power draw on it already, because my standing desk, of course, is live. Let's see how much power it draws. Hey, come on. Put it back in the sitting position. So down it goes. Pretty strong motor. That's a pretty strong motor. It draws quite a bit. So, all right. Let's go. Gaming rig. Ready, set, go. Gaming rig is on. It draws quite a bit. Bouncing all over the place. Of course, it's booting up, so we will let it boot up. All right, gaming rig is up. Let me log it in. Of course, Windows trying to get me to go to 11. No, I do not have 11 on my home rig yet. Schedule it. Yes, fine. Okay, we are in the desktop now. So it is what I would consider, let's see. Yeah, everything's up. So I would consider this fully booted. And we are drawing, oh, the screen went to sleep. Wakey. All right. It says we have 8 hours of battery in its current state. We're drawing about 160, it's bouncing between 162 and 174. And that's just at idle. Let's launch a game, shall we? All right, Steam has updated. Waiting for network, blah, 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 yada. All right, hold on. I'll pick this up again once the game started. All right, so Hogwarts is launching. Video card hasn't even started spinning yet. But this guy, the fans have kicked on. The power draw has jumped to about bouncing between 250 and 300. And we're down to 5 hours. And I mean, it's still loading. I haven't even started playing yet. And as I mentioned, my GPU has not even engaged the fans. So this is gonna be interesting. I'll come back to it once the game has launched, because this sometimes takes a little bit. All right, we are in Hogwarts. I have everything, just to show you, everything is set to ultra. And just to show you, the GPU still has not given us the time of day. Let me get the game started, and we'll jump back in. We are in game now. The GPU still has not decided to grace us with anything. It still cannot be bothered. That it is a, just for people who don't subscribe to my channel, this is an RX 6750 AMD card. Like I said, everything is set to ultra. I'm gonna try to go to a spot where there's a lot of like scene happening outside, maybe. There we go. All right. So again, I apologize for the glare. I'm outside now. There's a lot of stuff loading up. Oh, there we go. GPU has decided to work. All right, so Hogwarts Legacy fully loaded, and we are getting, hang on, the screen goes to sleep on the battery, so you gotta just tap one of the buttons and it'll come back to life. But we are drawing about 270 watts consistently, and it says at this pace we will have 4 hours of game time. The battery percentage has dropped to 98%, so that's that. So now let's exit Hogwarts here. All right, I'm out of the game now. I'm gonna close Steam. And I'm going to put this to sleep. So now that the game is closed, we're back down to about, it's about consistently about 175. It bounces around. And we're back to 7 hours of battery life. With Hogwarts closed down, let's go ahead and put this guy to sleep and see what happens here. Oh, so the fans have turned off on the battery. We are at about 122 watts, 10 hours of battery, the way it sits right now. So that is with this thing sleeping. So monitors are on, but they're, they're gonna go into sleep mode soon. But before that happens, oh wait, let me kill my, I just touched the keyboard. Kill my Xbox controller here really quick. Over to the MacPro. All right, gaming rig is asleep. Battery reflects that. Let's turn on the MacPro, shall we? See what happens here. This is a power hungry little guy. Oh, that's not good. Power button did nothing. There we go. All right. All right, just the MacPro turning on has triggered this thing. Look at it go. Oh my goodness. If you're wondering how power hungry a 2013 Mac Pro is, there you go. That 12-core Xeon, man. So the Mac Pro is booted. Let me get it logged in really quick. All right, Mac Pro is fully booted. And this battery is working hard. Oh, the screen went to sleep again. Not doing that. So the Mac Pro at idle draws about, we'll say 250. It's bouncing around, but we'll say consistently 250 watts. At idle, about 5 hours of battery life. This thing is estimating. So that's something. Again, this is at idle. I am not doing anything. Unfortunately, I don't have a video that's ready to edit or render. So that portion is gonna have to wait. For right now, let's put this guy to sleep. And I wanna see what it drops to when the Mac Pro is sleeping. So far it has not dropped to much. Does the Mac Pro really sleep? Do I have to shut it down every time? I think in order for this to work, I'm gonna have to shut it down. Because I mean, it is supposedly sleeping, but I don't think it's sleeping. I don't think it ever really sleeps. You know what? Let's shut it down. All right, shutting it down. I think while it's on battery, in order for this to really work, in order for it to be sustainable, I'm gonna have to shut it off. There we go. It's jumped back to 30 hours estimate. So this is MacPro 2013, completely shut down. Monitors are in sleep mode. My gaming rig is in sleep mode. That's truly asleep. Like, I don't trust Apple anymore. My gaming rig is truly asleep. Something is still drawing about 120 watts. That might be the monitors. I'm going to check it again when they completely go to sleep. They do eventually just shut off. So I'll check that again. I know the KVM's going to draw some because it's always on. And that black light inside my gaming rig, that's always on. So that's going to draw some. And then RGB on my headphone stand, that's going to draw some. Oh, also, I wonder if I should just turn off this. Here, you know what I'm going to do? That's going to mess everything up, though. Now, for this to work, I'm going to keep that plugged in. Because I like having this set up, like, ready to go, where all I got to do is wake it up and everything happens. So for this to be a viable test, it jumped back to 37 hours, by the way. So yeah, it was the monitors that was drawing that power. They're completely asleep now. And all is quiet. So I think next step, let's get the solar panel unboxed. And I will run a cable. I bought a 10-meter extension cable because it has to go from there under my desk to, I'm going to run the cable through the window. I'm going to set up the panel outside on a table. So hopefully that 10-meter extension will do the trick, but we'll find out. Let's get it out of the box really quick. I'll check back in a moment. So let me tell you, this solar panel is pretty substantial, man. This thing's heavy. It does come with this nice carrying case, but yeah, it is really heavy. I'm gonna go ahead and get it set up outside really quick, and then we'll see if that cable's long enough to reach, or if I have to figure out another way. All right, I think I'm gonna be okay. These are the cables. This is the cable they give you in the box with the solar panel. These are the extensions. So the 10-meter, I'm sorry, I keep saying 10-meter. It's not 10-meter. Hold on. $3 meters. The 3-meter extension comes in 2 pieces, like so. And then this is the cable that comes in the box. So I think with all this, I should be able to make it from outside through the window. It's gonna be ugly, but that's why I got gaffer tape. All right, let's get it set up. All right, after reading the instructions, I think I have it. It's kind of an interesting setup. But yeah, the case that it comes with is the stand. So let's see if I can get the cable run into my office here and see what kind of power we get with this thing. All right, good news and news. I got it all set up. I'm less than impressed with the stand / case that they give you, but I mean, it's doing the job. The not exactly good news, but news anyway. The cables do reach, however, not as well as I'd hoped. So right now, I mean, this is not optimal angle or anything like that. Like the sun is actually, I should have it facing towards the front of my house and elevated a bit where the sun is right now, but this is what I could do. But anyways, the cables aren't quite long enough to put it where it would be optimal, but I'm still getting about 127 watts on the charge. I mean, it's enough to kick the fans on. So it's using 33 watts with everything asleep. Everything is still off. It's using 33 watts, and well, it keeps dipping because it's kind of cloudy today. It's not usually a problem. here in Southern California, so it keeps dipping down, but I had it up to over 100 on the charge. So that's good. My only problem is though, if I want to set this up permanently, I got to figure out a better way, because I can't leave it there because of that and because of my kids. It cannot stay there. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do this, but yeah, progress. All right, guys, I hear you cracking your knuckles right now, getting ready to roast me in the comments. But before you do that, the word of the day is temporary. So without having to rearrange too much, and with a ample supply of gaffer tape, this is my temporary setup. All right, temporary. Don't roast me. I'm gonna try to find another table to put this on so that it's not just chilling on the ground, but for right now it's gonna have to do. I'm going to have to be firm with my children. The dog pretty much is not gonna mess with it, I don't think, but my kids definitely will, or they'll be tempted to anyway. But yeah, this is gonna be just for the purpose of this experiment. These are gonna stay that way for now, until I have time to, just an update of how it's charging. We're down to 1 hour till it's back to full charge. But just for right now, until I have another product to review and another video to edit, and you know, I want to leave things like this for a couple weeks just to see how it does and see if this is a, you know, an actual like realistic option. And then I will look into a different solar panel that I could mount to the roof of my office for a permanent solution. Also, I would not use that battery as a permanent solution either. EcoFlow sells some more robust batteries in their lineup. So I would probably choose something a little bit larger that could sustain itself during the winter. Because I say during the winter, it's hard to say that with a straight face. I do live here in Southern California, but as you can see on this nice summer day, it's a little overcast. It's kind of annoying. I wanted to do this video weeks ago, and I was not able to because we had some unseasonably overcasty and rainy weather. So yeah, super annoyed. But anyways, this will be it for the moment. When I get a video, or when I get a product to do a video on and I'm ready to edit and, you know, render a video, we will pick it up there. All right, it is about 7:10 in the evening. The sun is pretty much all the way down. There's a little bit peeking through, but it's basically all the way down. Not much sun hitting the panel. Let's see. Did it recover back to 100%? Oh, not quite. 98. Oh, it's still getting 2 watts. That's pretty funny. So, all right, here's one of the real tests. I will come out here tomorrow morning before I leave for work, and we'll see how much drained out overnight while everything is at idle. And that will be the first real test. And then we'll see how much of it recovers while I'm at work during the day. All right, it is about 6 in the morning, Monday. I'm about to leave for work. Looks like we're gonna have some June gloom conditions today. But let's see how much we lost overnight. Just from stuff being asleep. We are down to 71%, or 31 hours left on the clock. It is still pulling about 25 watts. with everything asleep. Unfortunately, I don't know. I mean, I'll try to pay attention when I'm at work, but I don't know when the clouds are going to clear up and that the sun's going to start hitting the panel. I'll try to pay attention to that at work, but I don't know. But let's see how much it recovers during the day while I'm gone. Right, just got home from work. It is about 5:20 in the afternoon. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we got much sun today. There's sun hitting it right now. But it was a pretty cloudy day today. It's kind of bad for this experiment. But anyhow, let's see. I got bad feelings. Bad feelings. Alright, yeah, oh, that's not good. Well, it is charging. It is pulling about 70 watts, but it's at 63%. It was at 71 this morning when I left for work. So that's no good. Okay, so I don't think this is gonna work out. I'm gonna have to rescue it, more than likely, because yeah, the gloomy conditions in California lately are proving difficult for this project. So I do finally have something to review. I got myself some more bricks from everyone's favorite sneaker reseller. So I do have something to film. I was thinking about doing it maybe today, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna let it sit. Maybe hopefully we get more sun tomorrow. So I'll leave it sit for one more day and see where it's at tomorrow morning before I leave for work. It's probably not going to be pretty. But I have a feeling already that I'm going to have to rescue that thing and plug it into the wall. And I might have to scrap this project and maybe start over again a little later in the summer when we get some sun all day, because the weather is not favorable right now. It's very unfortunate. I mean, right now it's getting good sun, but it was cloudy here all day. All right, looking at the forecast for tomorrow, it's calling for more haze, but the temperature is supposed to be hotter tomorrow than it was today. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give this the best chance of success by completely shutting off my gaming rig instead of leaving it in sleep. That's not something I would normally do. But then again, I mean, to be fair, I normally would leave that guy asleep as well, and I shut it completely down. So I want to give this the best chance for success. So I'm going to wake up my gaming rig really quick. There you go, you saw it's still on the battery. It just woke up. It's pulling. And I'm gonna shut it down completely, just to give this thing its best fighting chance, because I want this to work. So let's see how much power it draws with the gaming rig completely off. There it goes. That dropped down to 16. Oh, then it just jumped back to 28. What's pulling that? What's pulling that much power? Oh, hold on. Sorry. Let's wait for these to shut off. I forget about that. The monitors will eventually go to sleep. Let's give that a minute. And we'll see where we're at. Come on. Okay, so rather than just let the monitors sleep, I just turned them off completely. And I also turned off the KVM. So technically that doesn't need to be on and sleeping. And it has dropped back down to 16. As you can see, a big cloud just moved over. And so it's not pulling anything in, 14 watts, I think. So that's just the way it is right now. Usually around here, that's not a problem. But hey man, climate change is real. But anyhow, I'm gonna leave everything shut down. No more sleeping. The only thing that it's on now is the black light inside my case, and I'm not reaching in there, and that's getting power from the motherboard. I'm not reaching in there and unplugging that. And this RGB accessory, again, that's getting power from the back of my PC. And the RGB on my desk mat. So those are the only things that are on. That's what's pulling that 16 watts. So we'll see how this goes tomorrow. I'm gonna leave it. I was gonna unbox these tonight, but I'm gonna leave it for tomorrow night. We'll see. Hopefully we get more sun tomorrow, and this experiment can soldier on. But it's looking right now that I might have to just scrap this project altogether and go about it a different way, because I don't think this is gonna work. Not in these conditions anyway. Not with this hazy, overcast nonsense. Like, what is this, man? This is nonsense right now. It's like I live in Seattle. All right, so to try to help it a little bit more, I moved a table over and I elevated it a little bit. Ideally, I would like to put it up there, but it's kind of heavy. So I don't know what I could use to support it. But anyhow, we'll see how long my wife lets this happen. I'm using up one of our tables in the backyard here to give it as much sunlight as possible until it sets behind the house. So see if that helps it at all. Since shutting off the gaming rig, it has climbed back up to 63, currently pulling 37 watts. So we'll see how it goes. All right, one last update for Monday. After elevating the panel, got more sunlight for a little bit, but the sun has officially dipped behind the trees, so we won't get any more today. Let's see what it's settled on. All right. Oh, 62. Never got any more than that. All right, so I'll let it sit for one more night. We had a visit from the post office. I got another thing to unbox. So one of those two things will be unboxed tomorrow, and we'll find out if I have to rescue that thing or not. Hopefully we get more sun. And now that I have the panel elevated, maybe it will do better. All right, happy Tuesday morning. I feel way better about today. Way less gloom. The forecast did call for warmer temperatures than we had yesterday, so this guy should get more sun. Let's see how far we got down after shutting off the rig. So everything shut off, KVM, monitors, gaming rig. How far down did she go? 33%. Ouch. Says we still have about 20 hours. It's just jumping around, but yeah. All right. It's already drawing 1 watt. I saw that. It bounced to 1 watt already. But anyways, Let's see how much it recovers. Like I said, already feeling much better about this day. All right, it is about almost 6 o'clock. I have to stop somewhere on my way home from work. Tuesday evening, nice full sun hitting the panel. It's been pretty clear all day according to my security cameras. But let's see what we got as far as recovery. Oh, I hear the fans on, so it is charging right now. Let's see, what do we got? Hey, all the way back to 82. That's what I like to see, right there. All right. So that gives me new hope for this project. So right now, I need to shoot an unboxing video because I've got 2 things on the ready. And tomorrow will be a week since my last video, so I need to get on it. So I'm going to use some power right now. I'm going to try to do this right now while it's charging. It's pulling like 112 watts. So I'm going to try to do this right quick because I'm going to be using, both cameras, all my lights. And so I will be drawing some power. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, really quick. I'm literally about to record. The camera's already on and recording, actually. You can see right there. But with both cameras on, all my lights, and my Mac display, the MacBook's on the battery, but all the lights, the standing desk is on, of course, both cameras. We are drawing 168 watts, and it says it can do it for about 7 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my video, my unboxing video, so I can get all this stuff powered off and then see where we are. All right, I just finished my unboxing of the Google Pixel 8a. I got everything shut off. Cameras are shut down. Lights are off. Party's over. All the lights are off. And it got down to 75%. We are still drawing 35 watts. It's getting dark outside, but we are still drawing 35 watts on the charge, so hopefully it will recover a little bit. And then we'll see, hopefully tomorrow is another sunny day, and we'll get more recovery like we saw today. Today was really good. It went all the way from, I think it was like 30-something% this morning when I left for work, and it went all the way back up to 86. That was really good. And then we used a little more than 10% shooting the video, which it was pretty long. The phone unboxings, I tend to ramble. So, but yeah, not bad. Not bad. We'll see how much it recovers. And then tomorrow I need to edit. So that's going to be interesting when I power on that beast. Because apparently it's a life sucker. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Happy Wednesday morning. It's about 6:20 a.m. Overcast. Not a good sign. Let's see how far down we went last night. Oh, not bad. 46%. So let's see, hopefully the sun decides to come out and we get the same kind of recovery that we had yesterday. All right, it is about 6:35 Wednesday evening. This thing has been getting full sun since about 11 o'clock. I've been checking my security cameras. So I'm expecting good things. Let's see where we are. I plan on editing a video tonight, so I'm hoping for good things. I hear the fans going, that means it's charging at a pretty good rate. Where are we? Hey, 82. Not bad, not bad. But let's see what happens when I turn that bad boy on. All right, I guess I'm gonna get started moving some videos over, and yeah, so I can get some editing done tonight. See how much juice I use. All right, I'm a little frustrated. No editing got done today. I was not able to do any editing whatsoever. The MacPro had an update. For those of you unaware, even though the 2013 MacPro is really old and no longer receives OS version updates, it does still receive security updates. Apple does still support it. And so it had an update that took about 30 minutes. It was really annoying. And then my Canon software that I used to connect to my cameras had an update. And then this MacBook Pro had the same update that my 2013 Mac Pro had. So I've been out here for about an hour. It's down to 52%. What a waste of juice. But I mean, I guess this stuff needed to be done anyway. So right now I'm gonna finish up transferring some files over off of my camera, and then I'm gonna shut everything down and edit another day. Really frustrating, but oh well. It is what it is. All right, happy Thursday morning. Forecast today calls for clouds until 2 p.m. Not cool. So I'm a little anxious to see how far down it got last night. After a little over an hour of use last night. Oh, what do we got? Hell of a what's the damage? Hey, 14%. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I got a bad feeling. So luckily I've just settled on knowing that I'm not going to post a video this week because I don't think I'm going to get enough sun for enough recovery to do any editing tonight. So we'll see. All right, here we are. Sorry, I almost stepped on the vacuum. Here we are, Thursday evening. This is not going to be good. I was checking my security cameras all day, and the sun did not come out like my weather app said it would. It is still very gray and gloomy. It has been all day, so I'm expecting bad things right now. This might be the end of this experiment. I might have to rescue this thing. Well, there's lights on. That's good. Let's see where it is. Oy, 16%. That's not gonna cut it. I might have to start this experiment over. I'm gonna have to plug it in and rescue it, get it back to 100% because it's not gonna last the night at 16. It's gonna die. So yeah, my app said at 2 o'clock it was supposed to get sunny, but it never did. Nasty May gray conditions all day. All right, I disconnected the solar panel, plugged it into the wall. I'm gonna let it charge up to 100, and then I'm just gonna I am still gonna edit. I'm gonna edit a video on the Mac Pro just for science, on the battery alone, just to see how much juice it will take, because now I know how much it will recover when it gets a full day of sun. So I want to see how much juice it'll take to edit a video just on the battery by itself, just for science, so I can get the number. And then I'll see if, like, perfect ideal conditions, if this would even be possible, and draw my conclusion from there. But yeah, this is officially the end of the solar panel experiment, because there was no way, with no sun today, there was no way that that thing was going to make it through the night at 16% battery, so I had to end it. All right, so final test of the battery before I wrap this up. I'm going to see how much power I would use editing a video with the MacPro on just the battery. And we can use some numbers from before when I had the solar panel set up to see if it would even recover in ideal conditions after editing a video. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up. I have all my files transferred and everything already, so I'm just going to switch the battery over from wall power to the battery, and then we'll start editing. All right, the MacPro is booted. And you can hear the fans on the battery. It is going full tilt. Right now it says we have 4 hours. And I imagine that's only going to get worse once this thing starts, gets in gear and I start editing. I imagine that power draw is just going to get worse. So let's go ahead and get started right now. All right, video edited, rendered, exported, ready to post. And we only went down to 81%. So going off of the numbers from previous attempts to recover with the solar panel, that is totally doable. Under ideal conditions, that would recover in a day or two back to 100%. So that would totally be, like I said, a workable result. I'm happy with that. So now we need to address the other problem. In order for this to be viable, a viable option for me to take my entire rig off grid, I would need to invest in a larger battery. Because I say ideal conditions, but as I say that, you want to look outside right now? It is not ideal. Welcome to beautiful Southern California. And just for reference, it is after 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So it'll probably be like this until maybe 2:30, maybe even 3. So I say ideal conditions. That's what I have to deal with. All right, well, that didn't exactly go to plan, but it wasn't all bad news. At least I know that it is actually doable as far as like being able to take my office off grid and sustain it. There are a couple things that I need to address. And first and foremost, probably the most important thing I need to address is I need a larger battery. And unfortunately, that's not in the budget right now. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. Doing some numbers, I think the battery that I would need is the EcoFlow Delta Max, and maybe even the add-on battery with the Max. And that way, when the weather isn't favorable, it will have enough juice to kind of sustain itself until the sun does come out and it recharges. The other issue that I need to address is the obvious one. I need a roof-mounted solar panel. The solar panel that I bought, that one is going to be used strictly for camping and, you know, tailgate parties and things like that, but mostly for camping. And so that was never intended to be a permanent solution. So I wasn't going to mount that thing to my roof. I was trying to figure out a way to kind of temporarily hang it from there's like a metal awning over my office window, but it wasn't worth the squeeze. The juice wasn't worth the squeeze, I should say, for this particular test. But the numbers that I did get were good enough for me to see what needs to be done in order to make this sustainable. That being said, the thing does work perfectly well as a UPS. It was mentioned in the user manual and in the setup guide that you could use it as a UPS. However, there was like a delay in between when it switches from wall power to battery and then vice versa. But that was not my experience. When I had my LED lights on when I switched it from wall power to battery, and they didn't flicker. The monitors didn't shut off. I had the monitors and the KVM and everything on. Nothing flickered, nothing really happened. And when I switched it back to wall power, I purposefully left the MacPro on to see what would happen, and nothing happened. It just instantly started charging again. So I think it's a really good solution for a UPS when I'm not using it for camping. So it's going to stay under my desk, and it'll be good for that. Another thing I thought about doing, but it's a little bit, how can I put this? I'm mentally lazy on a lot of stuff. And so I had thought about maybe using the battery, using my setup here on battery during peak times, and then coming out here at night, like after 6 p.m., off peak times for our electric company, and plugging it in so it will charge. And I thought about doing that, but then it would only take one time for me to forget to plug the thing in, and it would be disastrous. So I decided not to go that route, but that is something that you could do if you were watching this video thinking of ways to save money on your electric bill. You could totally do that. It would sustain itself. Not sustain still. You could totally do that. There's enough juice in that thing to run this setup for hours and hours, and do what I need to do during peak times when my electric bill is highest, off the battery, and then plug it in late at night to charge it up. So that's still something I might visit in the future. Like I said, I'm kind of forgetful, mentally lazy, I like to call it. And so I know myself, I'll forget to come out here and plug the thing in, man. But that being said, for as far as EcoFlow and their refurbished store on eBay goes, excellent experience. The battery itself did have some signs of cosmetic wear, but the solar panel, man, like, if I didn't know that came from the refurbished store on eBay, I would never know. Like, you could have sold me that thing brand new, and I would think it was brand new. My thought is it was probably dead stock or maybe a return, and they just couldn't sell it as new for whatever reason, so they sold it on the refurbished store. But it came sealed in an EcoFlow box. It looked like the thing had never been touched from the factory, so I'm assuming it was new. New dead stock, or like I said, a customer return or whatever, and for whatever reason they couldn't sell it as new. The battery though was obviously used, but performance wise I don't see any issues with the battery so far early on, and I did use it quite a bit, as you saw in the clips, so seems like it's performing just fine. I'll leave links in the description to all the things that I bought for this test, for this video. And yeah, I highly recommend EcoFlow. They make really good products. All right, so that's all for now. This was a long video. Thanks for hanging in there. Please smash that like button and help feed this algorithm if you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a great evening, and like always, thank you for watching.